and welcome to round 3 of the DDF Racer YouTube channel Hotlap Challenge Championship, or DDF-YT-HCC for short. Actually, that doesn't really sound any better. I'm still working on it. Anyway, if you're not familiar with what this is, then check out the link on top of the screen right now. In short, it's an 8-round Hotlap Challenge Championship with a new car track combination every week, and all the points get added up at the end. And this week's combination is the Tatuus F4 car at the Red Bull Ring. Now I'm just going to put this out there, it's not exactly the most difficult car to drive, and it's not exactly the most technically challenging circuit either. But that's what's going to make this one fun. There's plenty of long straights and plenty of tight apexes, so you have to nail every single corner, otherwise you're going to carry that disadvantage all the way down the next straight. So I'm going to give myself 1 hour to go and set a time, and then it's up to you, my viewers and subscribers, to go and beat me. If you do go and set a lap time, then you need to make sure you do this one thing in order to register your lap time for the Hotlap Challenge Championship. Add me as a friend in RACEROOM Racing Experience. To make things nice and easy for you, I've actually put a link to my RACEROOM profile in the video description, so click on that, go and add me, and go and set a lap time. Because so many people will have already set a time on the leaderboard, I need a way of filtering out basically who's taking part in this championship and who isn't. So if you add me as a friend in RACEROOM Racing Experience, I can then filter the leaderboard by friends only, and that's where we get the championship standings from. And speaking of the championship standings, there is also a link in the description to that too, so go and check that out. It's a Google Sheet, but just bear in mind, it might not be 100% up to date because I actually have to go and manually copy the times across, so just bear that in mind, guys. Anyway, enough chat, let's go and get a lap time on the board. Okay, so here we are on the leaderboard getting ready to start today's challenge, and as you can see there are already quite a few names here. So Timo Klinger is currently the fastest with a 1 minute 33.012. I haven't done any laps yet, so I have no idea whether that is a ridiculously fast or just a fast time, but I'm sure we'll soon find out. Anyway, let's start the timer, switch it over to RACEROOM mode here, and away we go. There we go, the hour has started, so the clock is ticking. Better get on with it and set some laps in the Tatuus F4 at the Red Bull Ring. So let's go and hit the track. It's a bit of a tricky one, this one. I did an outlap before, just to make sure my graphic settings were alright and everything was recording smoothly. And it locks the brakes very easily. Very easily, in fact, and you think you've got a lot more grip than you have. So it's all about being delicate here. Obviously you can see the car is very pointy on turning. There's not a fantastic amount of straight line speed. So again, it's all about that momentum and being smooth at the apex. Pick a braking point here. Careful not to lock the tyres, which is very easy to do. It's just a case of building up the confidence though, like it is with any car that you really try and get used to for the first time around a new car track combination. All about finding that confidence, all about working out where the limits are, and then pushing it ever so slightly beyond it. Getting some braking reference markers, just finding out how much you can really push. Ooh, I need to brake a little bit early for that last corner there. So going to come across the line. What kind of time have we got? Ah, the finish line's a lot further down the track than I expected.
0.80.
Straight into the 1 minute 37s. Now, of course, damage is turned off in the leaderboard challenge mode, but if this was a race, then you'd really want to avoid those curbs, because they will damage the suspension big time in this thing. Already 0.8 of a second up. Like I said, just a case of bedding in the brakes, finding exactly where I can push. Of course, here in RACEROOM in the leaderboard challenge mode, your tyres and your brakes are up to temperature from the moment you start driving. You don't have to worry about warm-up or even tyre wear or fuel usage or anything like that. Everyone's got the same amount of fuel, everyone's got the same tyres, everyone's got the same temperatures. Although you can play with the car setup, so I imagine I'm probably going to take a bit of wing out on this once I get settled in. All about the straight line speed here at the Red Bull Ring. So I'm going to trim out the rear wing, I imagine, the first opportunity I get.
The lap time was 1:36.37.
And immediately there's another half second at the first corner. Maybe I can take that in third gear. Feels like dropping it down to second is a little bit too high on the revs. Really want to avoid those yellow curves on the outside, because especially in a very small single seater like this, which has got tiny tyres and a low ride height, you can ride that curb and pretty much get beached on it. And there's the first lock of the brakes. Something I imagine we'll be getting used to the sound of quite a lot in today's hot lap challenge. The car likes to turn a lot when you get off the throttle. 1.1 up on our best effort so far. We're going to be down into the 35s maybe.
That was a 135.20. That's your best lap in this session.
Yeah, once you get used to the car, you can really start to push. There's 0.8 up. Hold it together, we'll be into the 134s on this lap. Spoke too soon. So the rear end came loose under braking there, so I might nudge the brake bias forward ever so slightly. We're still faster though. The lap didn't get invalidated because we didn't run off the track, and we're still 1/4 second up, so plenty of time to find yet. Lots of time to be found. There's another 0.6. I'm starting to find out that this car likes to be held on the throttle through the corners for stability.
4.64. Good lap. That's your quickest so far.
Once you get used to the car, you can carry quite a lot of speed through. But I just know that there's still so much time to be found. Oh, too wide. And that is a problem you're going to have quite a lot.
Track limits. They'll delete this lap and the one after it.
As Mr. Spotter confirmed there, you're going to have a few problems with this circuit because you run wide at that corner. It gets you for the next lap as well, so that is going to actually force us to come back to the pits and try again. While I'm going to do that, I am going to make some setup changes. Okay, so back out on track to try again, and what have I done to the setup? Well, I've reduced the rear wing quite significantly, and I've reduced the front wing a little bit, so the balance should be a lot more oversteery, but should get me some more time on the straight. Wow, already run wide.
They'll delete this lap and track limits.
Let's try again. That was a lot less grip than I was expecting. And you can see now on the relative timing, as we're heading down the back straight, you can see that the gap is dropping because we are now faster in a straight line. We're losing time through the corners now. The car's not quite as grippy, so maybe the balance from front to rear is not as good as it was. And we may be 0.8 seconds up, but that's only because we absolutely messed up that corner on our previous attempt. Over the course of the lap, now it gets into the twisty section. We're really going to start to suffer. Buzzing the limiter over the exit curb there slightly. Yeah, the car has got a lot more understeer in it now. A lot more understeer, so we need to maybe take out a little bit more rear wing just to balance it. Because the car just does not want to turn. As evidenced perfectly by that final corner. We're losing a heap of time down the main straight now. We could have been a second up, or only 0.5.
Time was 134.09.
Oh, so close to the 133s already. I highly suspect that once you guys give this a go, there'll be some much faster times. Still massive understeer. I need to fix that in the setup, but we are gaining time now. We're going to get into the 133s, but I need to go and change the car a bit.
That lap was a 133.84.
Well, you know how I said I was going to come back to the pits and try a new setup? Well, I just decided to go for another lap without doing that. We're already nearly 0.5 second up. So let's ride this one out and see how it goes, and then we'll come back to the pits. Okay, that turned out to be a very good lap indeed.
That lap time was 133.17. That's your best lap in the session. Your times are good in all three sectors.
Okay, so with just over 15 minutes gone in the session so far, we're already only a 1/10 off the pace. So I've come back to the pits, I've taken some more rear wing out. Let's see how this affects the balance. And that's one of the side effects of running with zero wing on the back of the car. It is now very nervous on corner entry. But I think it's worth the trade-off with the straight line speed, so let's go out and give that another go. Feels good so far. Too wide out the final corner. Scrubbed a heap of speed over the curbs. It's still going to be faster though.
That was a 133.10.
Actually, I think I'm starting to lose too much time on the corner entries, so maybe I'll dial the rear wing up a little bit more and try again. Whoa, big snap of oversteer there. It's a very scruffy one, but somehow it's faster. I'm losing the rear a lot on the high-speed corner entry now. Car just constantly feels like it's about to spin round, even though I've put more rear wing on. And because we stuffed up the corner last time, we got it right this time, we are a little bit up, but I didn't like that lap.
33.07.
I didn't like that lap at all, actually. I can do a lot better than that without being scruffy on the rear out of some of these corners. So let's try again, guys, and see what we can get with just over half an hour of the session to go. I think it's the curbs that are the problem, not necessarily the car. I think the curbs are unsettling the car. He says he goes full send over the final curbs, and we are going to be faster.
That lap was at 133.02. Your pace is good in sectors 1 and 2. Sector 3 time is fast.
We're just a fraction, and literally a fraction of the fastest time on the leaderboard. And I know there's a lot more pace in this lap. Just a case of finding it. There we go, we're a 10th up. We're going to get the fastest time on the leaderboard.
The lap time was at 132.89.
Starting to get to grips with this car now, I think. When the rear starts to kick out, the instinct is to counter steer into it, but it's really all about the throttle in this car. It reacts very nicely to the throttle, kind of like a turbo car, in a way, I guess. In the way you have to keep the turbo spooled up. In this car, you kind of have to just hover the throttle just to keep the car stable.
Come on, concentrate. Keep it between the white lines. You've lost this lap and the next one.
Now we're starting to push a little bit to the limits. Way too much curve through the first corner there. Bleeding us time all the way down the straight. Okay, this one feels like a really good lap so far. 2 more corners to go down, don't stuff it up. Right on cue. Right on cue. Okay, we are now 2/3 of the way through the session. Only 20 minutes left to go for me to get a time on the board. Time is running out, and the gains are now just getting smaller and smaller. And the risks are getting bigger and bigger, as you can see by another silly mistake. We're a 10.5 up so far. I'm not going to comment on the state of the lap, whether it's good or not, because I don't want to jinx myself and give myself the commentator's curse like last time. Slightly oversteery there would be a bit of an understatement. And after such a promising second sector, thrown it all away again, the last sector again.
That lap was at 132.95.
Looks like that final sector we did last time round was pretty epic. I can't seem to match it at the moment. 2 tenths down.
That lap time was 133.11.
Just pretend like nothing happened, guys. Let's try again. There's only 15 minutes left to go in the session now. And I know I can go faster. I can probably get 2 or 3 tenths. But I'm just struggling to put a perfect lap together. So that said, let's be quiet, let's concentrate, let's give it a shot. Still can't quite match it in the final sector. Only a 10th down on my personal best now.
That was at 133.01.
Okay, we're a little bit up. A little bit up, but we need to be mighty through the final sector to keep this advantage. That is not how one does mighty. Again, we're just a couple of tenths down. We're approaching the 10 minute to go mark. Need to pull something special out of the bag here, Dan.
Just done at 133.12.
Too wide.
Mind these track limits, please, Dan.
Wasn't going to be faster anyway, but just a little bit too wide. That's another lap down. With not much time left to go in the session now, I'm struggling to beat that 32.8 from earlier on. Oh, and there's another big snap of oversteer. And there's a barrier. Whew, come on, Dan. Oh, it's a bit better. Not much, but it's a bit better.
That last lap was a 132.85.
Whew, really starting to push hard now. Okay, we've got 2 minutes left in the session now. I've had a few scruffy laps, and if I'm lucky, I might get 2 more laps in, so it's all or nothing. Less than 100th of a second down on our deltas so far. Oh, and that was almost an invalidated lap as well. It didn't turn out to be an invalidated lap, but we lost a lot of time, so it's all or nothing, guys. Last lap effort now. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. We got enough time to basically come back to the pits and do a cheeky restart and cross the line before we get to 0. Come on, let's get across the line before 0. Oh, we're gonna get across the line. 3, 2, 1. That counts. That counts. I'm counting that. We don't have an official counter, but I think I just made it across the line there. Okay, no pressure. Oh, it doesn't count for anything anyway. We've ruined the last lap.
Track limits. This lap will be 10.
Oh.
Okay, Dan. We're seeing lots of front locking.
You're not wrong there, Mr. Spotter. So that is our best time. That is the best we could manage. A 132.852. Oh, I was pushing hard at the end then. I was pushing so hard at the end then. Not quite to be though, unfortunately. 132.852. It is now your chance to go and beat me, and I think you might do that because I could see where I could make up a lot of time, and that's just the part of this challenge for me, is I limit myself to 1 hour, otherwise I'm just going to do lap after lap after lap and drive myself crazy. But you guys have got until a week after the final challenge ends, and we're currently on challenge 3 of 8. So go and have a go. Go and set your time on the leaderboard, and make sure you add me as a friend in RACEROOM Racing Experience so that I see your time and put them in the championship standings. And to check out the championship standings, there is a link in the description to the Google Sheet that has all of that on. So go and check that out, see where you are, and best of luck. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave it a like, say hi in the comments, and also if you set a time, let me know what time you managed in the comment and how you're going. And to stay up to date with the championship, you can either do one of two things, and preferably both, just to show some love for DDF Racer YouTube channel. You can subscribe and press that notification bell so you see when the rest of the challenges and my other videos go live. And you can also join my Discord and join in the conversation in between challenges. Link in the description to that as well. Thank you so much, guys. All the best. I'll see you next time.